Ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 sunspots on the sun. And as you know, when the sun acts weird, Earth weather acts weird. And then sometimes people show us their true character. And I am your planetary defense commander. And how it works is like for 4 years, every single month, first week of the month, I do a fundraiser to keep Thor news up and running. And so it motivates me to do as good a job as possible so I can charm y'all and keep this thing going. And I'm pretty sure I busted my tail all throughout April. I made like 90 videos, and it seemed like the majority of all my information was pretty dang accurate. Plus, technically, I've been working my butt off since December 15th, warning everybody about all these really crazy changes that we would be seeing. And so, if you would like to contribute or donate, it would be super sincerely, greatly appreciated, because I pour every ounce of myself into this channel, especially over the last 3 years, because life has been getting more challenging again and again and again. I've got $67 to go. Someone day before yesterday donated $10 to my live chat. I didn't get the name because the chat is so small. And we got $967 to go with 100 hours left. I got to snail my address. You can send it to the USPS. I got a PayPal if Elon's not too pissed at me. A Venmo, a Cash App, a Patron. This is for May Day, which I'm pretty sure is going to be a big month. And super thank you to the Super Texas Angel, Awesome Ellie Squared, Super Cool Mike, and Very Nice Nancy. Every dollar helps, and so we're trying to get to $967 to get me through May Day with all the proper tools. Asterisk. All right, let me get to the incredible Earth weather science. So yesterday or the day before, I was saying, hey man, we're getting a big black dry spot, which sometimes, 40, 30% means an earthquake or a volcano in that area. And we got what was originally listed as a 6.6 earthquake in Cuba, right to Cuba. And they downgraded to like a 4 or like a 2. I don't know. It's something really weird, man. So I just wanted to point that out. We have a pretty big storm that is slowly moving through and won't be out until Friday. And Pat Highlander is reminding us there can be only one asterisk, one big Earth team. An important reminder that anyone in the NWSPSC letters outlook areas should be cognizant of the possibility of severe weather. What a day yesterday. 130 hail reports, 218 wind reports, and 1 tornado. And so when I said, hey, the tornado that will be happening with the storm over the red spot could go anywhere from 1 to 130. And so boom, it stayed low with 1, but it had a lot of wind and hail, but it wasn't really the worst storm ever. And I don't think anyone died. Who knows? So that's always good. When we have a storm that goes through and nobody dies, then I'm happy. And so now we're watching that storm dipsy doodle down. Wait, I should show it to you, I guess. All right, so here was the storm represented in the lightning. And so it moved on down, and then now it is strafing across. Do you see that? So that was our storm, and now pretty much it's moving over, and then it's going to boomerang back up through the south, Florida, and then the northeast coast into the Canadas. That was brought to us by Michael Peterson. Thank you, sir. So our storm is now pushing on through to the other side with a pretty heavy rain tail that is pulling up and down the east coast like a wet rope. And it is now Thursday. This storm won't move out until late Friday night, so it is going to definitely bring some potential flooding areas to the upper northeast. So everybody be watch out. And look at this thing dragging its tail right over Florida's shaft. Yeah, I'm in a weird mood. A, the pressure of fundraisers. And then B, when the sun acts weird, the planets are acting weird, people are acting weird, like everything is totally weird, 2020 style. And that looks like a comet. Who knows? Maybe I lost all my panache and you're going to leave me for good. life is uncertain. So we got 141 rivers flooding with that big tail snaking up and down. And I got to say, in 2020, I don't necessarily trust government numbers. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody, but I'm just saying it's best to think at any time these numbers might be higher. So local reports from locals always are good. Okay, so 48 hours from now, the heavy rain still will not have moved out of the northeast. See that? So you get 48 hours. There's going to be a lot of rain over the northeast. So you're definitely going to be having some flooding of problems up in the wicked Boston. I'm in a weird mood. You can't force affability. But this spot right there, see right in there? It was like an evil goat with a red ear and a red, or that would be his ear and that would be his horn. And then he's looking at you like, man, I'm going to flood this area pretty bad. So please stay away. No, upper northwest, I didn't forget about you. I love mountain people. But yeah, you're going to get some rain too. Heavy in some parts. What happens if I lose my weather joie de vivre? Now, I'm saying this storm from yesterday was quite a monster. But, 2020 is quite a monster year. These are the wind directional speeds. Look at that thing mow down and then just swing on around. It's going to be dropping it like it's hot, popping and locking it. I'm so hip. What's better than thunder snow? Thunderhead. But I guess if you got thunder snow and thunderhead at the same time, then it would be like super squared awesome. All right, bring your manatees to their safe spaces because we got a heavy line of storms pushing east through Polk, Manatee, Sarasota counties right now. Moderate rain continues through the morning. Florida, you're getting wet. And in Petersburg, Texas, they had a fourth of a melted bag of ice sized hailstorm. This brought to us by Chad Casey. And like anyone who goes through a really bad breakup, the Atlas Comet is falling apart into pieces. Hopefully he'll put himself back together, feel his heart, and then move on to your next love. Maybe that one will be the true love for you. Boop. Please remember, with Jupiter and Saturn converging in December, we're going to be on the lookout for earthquakes, volcanoes, and probably more comets in 2020 because with Jupiter and Saturn on the same side, that probably pulls in more comets. And you're talking about orbits that have been there for hundreds of years, 20 years, 30 years, thousands of years. The universe is a fascinating place. Technically, it's all weather. Yeah, astronomers this week switched their attention from Atlas to Fate Swan. And Comet Fate Swan has the same eye color as Billie Eilish. Kind of like a hazel swan. Fate Swan is a hazel comet. So we got another new cycle sunspot. For the second time this week, a sunspot from the next solar cycle has appeared. The new sunspot, AR 2762, has a magnetic polarity that marks it as a member of solar cycle 25. But we're not out of solar minimum yet. Dang it, I see the light at the end of the solar maximum tunnel. Solar cycle 25 is definitely showing signs of life, and the sun is definitely showing signs of activity. And Comet Swan update. Comet Swan, C2020 Fate, is brightening rapidly. I just came in from observing it with the naked eye. Reports John Drummond of, what's that show called? I forgot it. Ruined a joke. It seems to have increased in brightness dramatically since I saw it a few nights ago. What you talking about, Willis? Indeed, multiple observers have now pegged the comet at a magnitude 5.5. That means it is just within range of 4.5, which is the naked eye visibility magnitude. At this moment, the comet is a little more than a dim fuzzball to the human eye. But Space Force may shoot it out of the sky into bits if it becomes a problem. Like they did with Comet Atlas. We will have to stay tuned, but Comet Swan is definitely a cool comet. Check out this rolling lightning brought to us by Billy Forney from yesterday. They just rolled on down to the coast and then took a turn and was like, I'm going to go visit the south, and then I'm going to go do my best to bring some good luck to the northeast. Here was the quake region, and so it seemed like there was a lot of activity. This was a 5.5. The super wonderful Stephanie Abrams is letting us know we got a strong contender for the most unique video you'll see all day, if not week or month. Facts are facts, and that's where the asterisk goes. Jim Cantori, Jennifer Garfagno. Yeah, this is bioluminescent lights and a surfer. And together, they're making magic. Semi-maximum moisture possible, as the P-watt values are huge. That's what she said. Heavy rainfall associated with a strong cold front will spread northeast from the southern Appalachians this afternoon into the mid-Atlantic by Thursday night. This will create a slight risk for flash flooding across portions of these areas. So we didn't get a big tornado breakout, but we did get a dare show. Yeah, it was a pretty impressive storm in its unity, and it knocked out over 300,000 power outages across Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas, or the Texarkx. I gotta work on saying that. I tried to bring you the storm, thinking it would be super great, but I was here, and so like my magnetic field tore up the front. So that's why it wasn't bad, because this whole thing passed over me, and I didn't get the big cool brunt. But everything worked out. All right, since I got 100 hours left in my fundraiser and $967 to go, I better stop having fun being cute and giving you what you want. The models. So we're looking at the models for the next 16 days. And we have our storm moving out. We may get, after 48 hours, we may get a 48-hour break on weather and rain and stuff. But we're watching the patterns that are coming out of the Gulf and then pushing in from the Pacific Northwest, as they seem to be doing some interesting thing. And I want to point out again, it does look like Space Force is punching holes in all these storms when they try and form the big alien shrimp head eye that we have grown so accustomed to from like 2017 to 2019. And so I was super freaked out about hurricane season last year. It is the one thing I am not freaked out about this year. Though I don't want you to get your guard down. I could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Although a little humility and humbleness never hurts anyone. Now we're watching for Over the Pond, because I have like a holy trinity of crushes, which is Emma Watson, Selena Gomez, and Billie Eilish. And so I try to give them the information they need. And all the wonderful European men and ladies who are super cool, kick-ass, and all have amazing accents. But what I've been doing is watching the models spin up some lows near Europe that are interesting. Like, watch, we have like 2 lows, and then it kind of sits there, and then it stops, and it's like, I'm going to fall apart, just like the Comet, and then I'm going to form another low and just kind of spin around, and then, all right, it's not as dramatic, as interesting as it has been, but we're back into the point where you can't really trust the models too much, too far out, because we have Venus retrograde coming up in about 12 days. And when Venus goes retrograde, the weather gets really wild. We had Hurricane Michael last time. The planets are all interconnected, just like people. Yeah, it's a pretty big rain band, though. But we could get a break from the storm after storm after storm pattern, but we will have to check in on that. Yeah, Comet Swan's still got, it probably won't get maximum visibility magnitude until it gets about here, so it could definitely be a really bright comet. And technically, Selena Gomez and Billie Eilish are my visual representations of Venus. Yeah, I guess you too, Emma. Yeah, how did I make 90 videos in a month? It's because there's always something going on in 2020. You know, sometimes you got to take a break. We got tons of different comets. We got big asteroids coming through. We got the moon, auroras, sunspots, and women. There's asteroid or 2 and rainbows. All right. You are fantastic. I appreciate all of your love and support, and I intend to work even harder next month. But if you would like to contribute, I got snail mail address, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patron, $967 to go with about 100 hours. So that's like $10 an hour. We can do it. And I've got a feeling you were going to want me as your planetary defense commander in May. Man, I can't wait till solar maximum gets here. I really can't wait. Empires rise and fall on solar minimums and solar maximums. I'm so ready to get past the slow Thanos dark side stuff and to get to the roaring 20s. Bring back rock and roll, romance, dancing, and the greatest architecture this world has ever seen. God bless everyone. Stay cool, and I will be around giving it to you.